All of us judges brought photos that represent the moments from our past when we recognized that fashion was our true passion in life. You'll each be assigned one of these images to serve as inspiration for your designs. I'll start with mine. This was the first time I was ever on a runway. I was 13 years old. It was the first time that I ever really felt the power of fashion and how that can impact how you feel in your own skin and the confidence that you wear. What about you, Brandon?
This is a photograph of my mom. I know, right? This was a fashion show put on by my grandmother. She ran a clothing store. I grew up there my whole life under a clothing rack, so I had no other option but to become a designer.
Nina, what about you?
I grew up living in a small town in South America, dreaming of being in fashion. I had an internship at a magazine, and this was the first shoot I actually stepped into. I knew then I loved the magazine world. This was my calling.
And what about you, Elaine?
I actually got my big break in the magazine industry at Ebony magazine. And this was my very first cover shoot. This cover was the first time that I had seen a woman of color celebrated for her curves, for her strength, and for her confidence. And it made me feel like I could do anything.
Come with me.
We're gonna be right over here.
You're stuck with me and my 13-year-old self.
My grandmother ran this store, and she needed her to put on that suit and sell it. It just was a defining moment where I knew that I didn't want to do anything else. I always come back to the central idea, which is trying to help women to feel their best through what I know how to do with my two hands, which I'm sure is what you guys love to do as well.
I grew up in a really small town where there weren't a lot of people who were dreaming big. And so when I got the call sheet, it said cover shoot Serena Williams. And I was like, what? The concept was to shoot Serena celebrating her curves.
As a curvy Black woman, it means a lot to me.
13 years old is not the most fun time to be a girl. I was feeling so uncomfortable in my own skin, tall and awkward, but this was a shining moment for me to be on that stage and to feel really confident with putting on these clothes. It's about how fashion makes you feel beyond just how you look wearing it.
I was from South America. I was here as a student, and this was that deciding internship that kind of marked my life. What I learned from working there, it was to lean into my own personal experience and listen to that point of view that is different, because that's where you're going to find your source of strength.